My goal is simple, I want to platinum 1000 games so I can write it on my tombstone. This next game has been on my wish list since the day it was announced all the way back in 2021, and this is Stellar Blade. The platinum is meant to be 40 hours, however I got distracted by the humongous ass amount of content. Mainly because I thought all the side quests were missable, but it turns out only 3 of them are actually needed for trophies. Luckily, completing all the extra quests helped me because I needed a lot of XP to unlock all the skills. It also helped me not to backtrack on all the collectibles. The 4 main collectibles we will be looking out for are boxes, cans, banks, and activating camps. Jumping into the game, we crash land on Earth where we meet the main character Eve and her friend Taki. We will now learn the basic controls of the game and then be forced into our very first tutorial boss fight. But before we can defeat him, he is splattered by a spaceship. During all the commotion, the real boss shows up, but before it can kill us, Taki sacrifices herself, and then we are saved by a new character. We meet Adam, who takes us to Idaho 7 to track down Alpha Natiba. He also asks us to collect a hypercell. Early on into the mission, we come across a camp to activate, which pops as our very first trophy.
Oh, trophy! Camp preparation.
Camps serve as our checkpoints where you can use nearby machines to upgrade skills or purchase items. You can also rest in a chair to restore health. However, be warned, resting will respawn enemies. After healing up, we climb to the top of the car park and fight our very first real boss fight. I can't lie, these boss fight cutscenes are fucking awesome. Boom, dead, boom, trophy. Now let's take a break from the intense action with some chill, lo-fi. Now grab the hypercell. Next boss fight, boom, second boss trophy. Sorry about that, but guess what? Another boss fight. Yes, by now you probably realise we have a shitload of boss fights. But this one is actually important because this King Kong looking ass dude is the first Alpha Natiba we have to defeat for our first Alpha core. Oh, and also a trophy. We discover a drop pod and find a survivor called Lily, who decides to join us as an engineering support. This is Exion, the last human city on Earth. Going forward, this will be our home base. Adam takes us to meet Orkul, who is the leader of Exion. We deliver the hypercell which we obtained from the previous mission, and he then asks us to obtain 3 more hypercells to restore power back to all the humans kept in cryo-freeze. In exchange, he can help us track down Alpha Natibas and explains to us if we collect 4 Alpha cores, we can combine them to form a Master Core, which will give us access to the leader of the Natibas layer. Before proceeding with the main mission, let's take it back to the 3 missile side quests I spoke about earlier. These being Beep, who we help a robot named D1GGERDD Digger, his name's Digger. Then Sisterly Love, which involves helping a character named Kaya. And my personal favourite, Beyond Fate, which is for Enya and Sue. It's quite a sad story, but it has a happy ending, and the song is just amazing. Now let's get back to the main missions. We then set out to the wasteland to find a place called Altes Lavoie, which is where Orkul said the second hypercell is located. But before we can enter, we encounter a character named Royal Guard Quail, who we must defeat to gain access. Once inside, we learn that we can't use our sword, so we've got to go full GTA style.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Just before collecting the hypercell, we fight a boss named Maelstrom. And I should pop a trophy here, but I lost the footage of it, so just imagine it coming up now. After bringing the second hypercell to Orkul, he tells us the location of our next Alpha Core, which is located in Matrix 11. Before heading there, I did some exploring, finished some side quests for XP, and during one of the missions, I popped the trophy Brute. That's enough exploring, let's get back to the main mission and enter Matrix 11. Whilst making our way to the Alpha Core, we get the trophy Agile Gladiator, which is for parrying 300 attacks. I then get ambushed by an elite Natiba, which I defeat and pop the Stalker trophy. Carrying on, I go down an elevator and get into a fight, which pops the trophy Natiba Hunter, which is for defeating 100 enemies with beta skills. Now you'll never guess what happens. I fight another elite nativer, but I can't lie, this dude is cool as fuck. I mean look at him, he's just sat there chilling.
King in the castle, king in the castle.
After defeating Azamat Bagatov, we pop the trophy Juggernaut. A big twist happens now and we find out that the next alpha nativer we've been tracking down is none other than our friend Taki. We have no choice but to defeat her so we can retrieve the alpha core and pop the trophy Taki. We go back again and speak to Oracle, who tells us that the next hypercell is located in a place called Abyss Lavoie, which is somewhere in the Great Desert. Before we can gain access, just like last time, we have to defeat another Guardian. Inside we are back to GTA style, so of course it only makes sense that I pop the trophy Cold Blooded Sniper, which is for defeating 150 enemies with a gun. At the end, we fight a boss and you'll never guess what its name is. It's literally Maelstrom again. I mean come on, you couldn't even give us a different name for the boss. Anyway, we defeat him and retrieve the hypercell, which pops us the Abyss Lavoie trophy. And guess where we're going now? Back to Oracle. And he tells us that the next alpha core cannot be found on Earth. It's located somewhere in Spire 4. Before leaving Earth, I take some time to clean up a couple of trophies. Let's start off nice and slow with some fishing, which will earn us the trophy Lonely Fisherman, which is for catching 20 different fish. Then I carry on with some side quests, which one of them required me to defeat a boss to earn the trophy Behemoth. Now let's get back to the main missions, but before we leave Earth, there's something important I need to mention. Stellar Blade has 3 separate endings, and to get the first ending, we need to fill Lily's bond meter, which you get by completing side missions and collecting intel. You will know you're on the right path when Lily asks us to travel to Eidos 9 before leaving Earth. The other 2 endings are linked to the decisions we make at the end of the game. We now land on Spire 4 so we can hunt down the Alpha Core, but I'm not a rapper. You know what happens next. We do some skating and before we can enjoy ourselves, we are attacked by another boss. But just as we defeat the boss, he runs off. But we soon catch up to him, and this time he isn't backing down. So after defeating him 3 times, he just keeps regaining his health. So to fully finish him off, we charge our sniper rifle and quick scope his ass. And there's another boss trophy done, which is Belial. We are nearly at the Alpha nativer now, but before we get there, we've got to fight another boss. And earn the trophy Karakuri. Why are these names so hard to say? We are finally at the Alpha nativer, and Eve says she can see all its pain, but not gonna lie, I think this thing's fucking ugly. After defeating the boss, we try to find the Alpha Core, but we find out that's not even the real Alpha nativer, and it's actually a massive eyeball. So guess what? This isn't Dead Space, we're playing Call of Duty Stellar Blade 2, so it's time to quick scope them eyes. Eve uses all her power to defeat the eyeball, so she has to be saved by Lily and brought back down to Earth in a big robot suit. Before we land though, we pop the trophy Demigorgon for defeating the eyeball. Back on Earth we discover that Ixion has been attacked by the nativer, so we rush back to Oracle and face the unidentified nativer from the start of the game. During the fight we pop the Battlefield Martial Artist trophy for dodging 200 attacks. After the fight, we find out that the unidentified Alpha nativer was actually a character named Raven, who early in the game had been leaving recordings for us to find. We quickly make our way to Oracle, who gives us the 4th Alpha Core, so we can combine the 3 we have to make the Master Core. Before heading to the Elder nativer's lair, let's finish off some cleanup trophies. Most of the trophies we'll be going for can be earned at the camp, so let's go there now. The repair console is used to upgrade Eve's combat capabilities, crafting different nanosuits and enhancing exospines, which will unlock 4 trophies: Perfect Blood Edge, Perfect Rechargeable Tumbler, Perfect Exospine and Nanosuit Collector. On the right side of the camp, we then use the skills settings machine to unlock all skills and pop the Thorough Technician trophy. The 2 other big collectible trophies are for maxing our health and beta, which will earn the Perfect Physical Enhancement and Perfect Beta Enhancement trophies. The rest of the cleanup is pretty much just combat related trophies, which is the Silent Executioner trophy for defeating 50 enemies by execution, the Cruel Liberator trophy for defeating 1,500 enemies, the Relentless Destroyer for defeating 50 enemies with burst skills, and lastly Revenging Agent for defeating 50 enemies using the awesome Taki mode. Finally, we are back to the main story. We head to the Elder Nativa's lair, but before entering it, Raven blocks our way. So to carry on, we must defeat her, which will pop us the Raven trophy. Before going into the final cutscene of the game, we are now given a choice, which will impact our ending and also the trophy that we will receive. For my first ending, I choose to take Adam's Hand, which will unlock us the Making New Memories trophy. Now I reload my save from earlier and pick the option to not take Adam's Hand, which by doing so will earn us the trophy, Nativa Researcher, and also the second ending, Return to the Colony. To get the final ending, we need to do a new playthrough, but for us to get the 2 DLC trophies, we need to do it on a new game plus, so we can get that beautiful 100%. Anyway, let's just pretend I time travelled, and look, we're back at the end of the game. I don't take Adam's Hand again, but this time we get a different ending, which will pop us the Cost of Lost Memories trophy and our beautiful platinum. Oh, and also the 2 DLC trophies. And there you go. There's the game done. It was a pretty good game, to be honest. Not much ass, but you know. Yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.